beast! Ah!
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Not the Bees, the Nicolas Cage filmography podcast. I am Megs.
I'm Elizabeth.
And this week we watched 2009's G-Force. It's an hour and 28 minutes, and it's got 22% on Rotten Tomatoes. A special government program training and deploying highly intelligent rodents as secret agents is facing abolition from the FBI. To save the department, Dr. Ben Kendall, who's played by Zach Galifianakis, the head of the program, orders an unauthorized mission for the primary field team known as G-Force, consisting of 3 guinea pigs named Darwin, Blaster, and Juarez, who are played by Sam Rockwell, Tracy Morgan, and Penelope Cruz, respectively. And a mole named Speckles, who is played by Nicolas Cage, along with a fly named Mooch. The mission is to infiltrate the residence of home electronics magnate Leonard Saber and acquire information about a new microchip he has developed. Darwin finds a classified file titled Clusterstorm on Saber's personal computer containing plans for global extermination and downloads it to his PDA. However, the next day the file turns out to be false, which angers Ben's superior, Agent Kip Killian, who is played by Will Arnett, who shuts down the program. He orders the animals' capture, forcing Darwin, Blaster, Juarez, and Speckles to escape and hide in a delivery truck that goes to a pet store where they are mistaken for ordinary rodents and are locked in a cage. They meet Hurley, another guinea pig, who is played by Jon Favreau, Bucky, a cocky hamster who is played by Steve Buscemi, and 3 mice. Determined to finish their mission, each of them forms an escape plan. Blaster and Juarez get themselves sold to a family, while Speckles pretends to be dead to get buried, but is thrown into a garbage truck instead, seemingly crushed to death. Darwin escapes with Hurley's help, who becomes convinced that Darwin is his long-lost brother due to their birthmark. While Blaster and Juarez escape their new owners, Ben and his assistant Marcy retrieve Darwin's PDA from the FBI and discover that it is infected with an extermination virus. Saber holds a meeting with his associates, including his prime engineer, the mysterious Mr. Yanshu, and reports that Clusterstorm will launch in less than 48 hours. On their way to Ben's house, Darwin and Hurley see a Saberling coffee machine, and Darwin decides to investigate it. Upon trying to remove its microchip, the coffee machine turns into a violent robot but is later destroyed. G-Force reunites at Ben's, but after hearing of what happened to Speckles, Ben reveals that none of them are genetically engineered as they believe. They were all rescued from various places, and Darwin himself was bought from a pet shop just like Hurley had told him earlier. Despite learning their true origins, the team still has faith in themselves. Deciding to use the infected PDA to shut down the microchips, they go to Saber's mansion in their hamster ball-shaped vehicles, during which they escape from the FBI agents sent by Killian to capture them. At Saber's mansion, G-Force tries to reach the mainframe, but Hurley accidentally steps on a bomb trap, resulting in an explosion which separates Blaster and Juarez from Darwin. Clusterstorm activates, turning all Saberling products into killing machines around the world. When an FBI team led by Killian arrives at Saber's mansion to arrest him, he says that he simply wanted to use the microchips for electronic communication. Arriving in Saber's basement, Darwin discovers that a surviving Speckles is actually Mr. Yanshu, the mastermind behind Clusterstorm. Yanshu actually means mole in Chinese. He elaborates his plan to use the Saberling products for a bombardment of space debris to make Earth's surface uninhabitable, therefore destroying humanity as revenge for killing his family. It is revealed that he staged the false file during the team's briefing with the FBI to keep his scheme from coming to light. He combines the various appliances into a giant robot which overpowers the police. Darwin falls from above, losing the PDA in the process, but Hurley saves him and uses his weight to lift Darwin up to the robot. Darwin tries to convince Speckles to change his ways, reminding him of how Ben took them in and made them into a real family. Realizing his plan will cost him the only family he has left, Speckles unsuccessfully attempts to shut down the system. Mooch, the fly, recovers the PDA and Darwin uploads the virus to the main server, destroying the robot while Juarez saves them from falling. They later find Hurley under the ruins, injured and unconscious. Darwin states that Hurley's actions were truly heroic and finally acknowledges him as his brother. Hurley regains consciousness and becomes a member of the team. G-Force receives personal recognition from the FBI director, who tells him that Saber has been assigned to recall all of his products, while Speckles is given the duty of removing the microchips before rejoining his team. Killian is relocated to an FBI base at the South Pole as a punishment for trying to arrest G-Force. The FBI gives full support to Ben's program, with Bucky and the mice joining it, and Darwin, Blaster Wars, and Hurley become official FBI special agents. The end. Elizabeth?
Yes, dear.
What did you think of this movie?
This movie is absolutely ridiculous, but in the best way possible.
Yes, thank you.
It is like, it takes itself so seriously. There is no setup. It just dives right in.
They just drop you into it.
And I don't think we mentioned that Ben is played by Zach Galifianakis.
I did, yes.
So it just starts off with him talking to fucking guinea pigs.
Yeah.
And this movie is a delight. It's just a delight. I did not take many notes during this movie because I was really rapt and paying attention to what was happening.
Yes. Same thing. Exact same thing.
And I have to tell you, I think this is one of Nicolas Cage's better performances.
I agree. Why? Here is the thing. We've seen him do voice work a couple of times now.
I did not recognize him.
No, I had to look it up. I was like,
I looked it up because I was like, I thought Nicolas Cage was in this movie. Who the fuck is Nicolas Cage playing? And then I was like, oh.
He's the mole. And he was really good in the Ant Bully too. He's really good at character voice.
Yeah, he really is.
And he threw his voice in a way that we've never heard before. And there was one line where he put his normal sort of off the wall Nick Cage inflection into it. And I was like, oh, there it is. There's the one recognizable moment of his voice, but he did not sound like himself.
He did not. He was completely hidden in this role. I thought, did a fantastic job because like I said, I did not recognize him. I thought I thought his character is truly a delight.
Yeah.
Sam Rockwell as the lead guinea pig, fantastic. Chef's kiss.
Absolutely.
Tracy Morgan cannot stop being Tracy Morgan for more than 2 seconds. And so as soon as he opened his mouth, I was like, oh, that's Tracy Morgan.
Yeah.
And he's acting just like Tracy Morgan acts on 30 Rock.
He's acting exactly like Tracy Morgan would act if he were indeed a guinea pig.
Yes. Because 100%. Tracy Morgan... There's a great bit in 30 Rock where he's at a restaurant. He asks for apple juice, and they're like, I'm sorry, we don't have apple juice. And he's like, then I'll take a screwdriver. And I just think of that as being quintessential Tracy Morgan.
It's a good scene.
I thought this movie was delightful. I thought the animation was really good because it is live action and the guinea pigs look like actual real guinea pigs.
Yeah.
The only one that looks, I think, a little overly animated is the roaches and the fly Mooch. I thought, okay, they don't quite have the physics down. They look animated.
There's a point when it's during the third act when the hamsters have finally got back with Ben, and he gives them their little rodent balls. And the thing is, these rodent ball vehicles that they have go up to 65 miles per hour.
Yeah.
So Mooch is their eye in the sky. He's basically a drone. He's providing live video feed of the situation to keep everybody on comms connected for where they are. And how is this fly keeping up with a high-speed chase? And it's the only part of the movie that took me out of it. Because, I had to Google it. And there are, a couple of flies. I think, the black horsefly or something can fly up to 90 miles per hour in bursts, during mating season. But on average, flies can only go about 4 to 5 miles per hour. Like, that's completely, I mean, to be fair, every single aspect of this movie is completely unrealistic, and I had to actually say that to myself.
They? How dare they?
Exactly. How dare.
Oh my god. What did you think of this movie, Megan?
I love this movie. This is like quietly fucking awesome.
I told my husband last week, because I was like, we drew for next week's movie. We drew this movie called G-Force, and Megan immediately said, "Why am I picturing rodents?" And we looked it up, and it is a movie full of fucking guinea pigs. And he's like, "How did she know that?" And I'm like, "She had a kid."
Yeah, my kid was 8 years old when that movie came out. So, like, I don't know if we watched it, but I know it came out around that time, and I know that it was really popular. I was not expecting it to be enjoyable for grown-ups at all.
Yeah.
At all. And it was. Like, it was, and like, it never stops. Like, it drops you into a mission. Having absolutely no idea what's going on. And it's not, like, the exposition isn't provided until, like, 10 minutes later, when their lab, you know, is about to get shut down and the rodents have to, like, vamoose to get out of there. And, like, that's kind of fun. But, like, the urgency kind of just never quits. Like, it's very much like a fucking spy thriller.
It is.
It's so good.
It's
and
like Spy Kids.
On Rotten Tomatoes, shame.
It's like Spy Kids.
Which is also, like, a really good movie.
Yeah.
And I feel like, and listen, I'm guilty of it. I slept on this movie. I was like, who wants to see fucking hamsters? Like, guinea pigs, whatever. But can I just say, real quick, number one, the amount of talent in this movie is amazing that they got for the voice acting. Bill Nighy as the bad guy, sort of bad guy, as Saber. That, apologies, I did not mention that. Bill Nighy plays Saber, the electronic manufacturer. He is amazingly evil, but also not at the same time. And no one, to be clear, gets punishment. No one gets any punishment. They don't exterminate the mole. No, he has to pull the microchip.
Who goes to the Will Arnett character who goes to the North
He goes
Pole.
to the South Pole.
South Pole. And he's on the video going, "When can you come back?
It's really
so cold."
But Steve Buscemi as the hamster fucking killed me.
Yes.
Killed me. Don't cross this line.
This is mine.
Oh, this movie is so good. And I can't believe that it only has 22% on Rotten Tomatoes, because that's not okay with me.
This movie is fun. It is fun from beginning to end. It is it does not lack for adult jokes. It does not lack for amazing talent. The story is simple enough to follow if you know, it's not so big and in depth that you can't follow along. It's
very clear cut.
I really enjoyed this. What would you rate this movie?
I think I would have to give this movie an A. I think it has to be an A. I think that the critics got it wrong at 22%. No, that's wrong. That's absolutely wrong. So yeah, I would give this. I would actually dare say give this an A+.
What would we give the caginess of it?
I am inclined to also give him an A, not an A+, but I am inclined to give him an A.
He's so completely lost behind this role.
He is.
I did not recognize him.
The only reason it's not a plus. He's got a very
distinctive voice, and I did not recognize his very distinctive voice. Like, he is doing a character. He is doing a bit, and it's so good.
And it is very natural. I will give him that. I mean, if you want to give him the plus, I'll defer to you. The only reason I'm not adding the plus is just because of his lack of presence.
Because it's animated and not...
Well, no. Because even his character has way less screen time.
Oh, yeah.
Lines.
Because he disappears for like a full third of the film.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only reason that, I'm neglecting or negating giving him the plus. But if you would like to give him the plus, by all means, I will defer to you.
Yeah, let's give him the plus. I think it's an A+ performance.
It's a bit of a wild ride. It's a lot of fun. It's well animated. It's well written. It's well directed. The chemistry between the live action actors is very well done.
Who plays the assistant?
Marcy. Marcy is played by Kelly Garner.
She is the only character I felt was out of place. She doesn't have a lot to do. She doesn't have a lot to say. And her acting, like, she's always looking at the wrong spot. Whereas, like, Zach Galifianakis is making fucking eye contact with these guinea pigs that do not exist in the same world he exists in. She was constantly, like, looking too high or off to the side. Like, she was the only part that I thought was not great.
I mean, I can agree with that. She's the only, like, human actor other than, like, the extras and stuff, like the uncredited or, like, Agent 1, Agent 2. She's the only, like, named character that I didn't recognize.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but that's fine. It's all fine. I mean, it's a kid's movie anyways. Maybe she did kid stuff before. Because it did feel like a lot of her, like, mannerisms and stuff were very, like, kid targeted. Yeah. So, I mean, that's fine. I'm surprised that they got this much talent to do this kids movie, and I'm really surprised that people fucking slept on it. 22%. I feel like 22% is just being petty for some reason. I don't know why, because Nick Cage is unrecognizable. I think Penelope Cruz did an amazing job. I think that Sam Rockwell is also a bit unrecognizable, but also amazing. He did really good voice work on this, and it still sounded like him.
Sam Rockwell being a little bit unrecognizable. That's his entire fucking career.
I mean, literally,
Sam Rockwell,
that's true.
movie to movie to movie, does not look like Sam Rockwell, movie to movie to movie.
But he sounds like Sam Rockwell, movie to movie to movie, for the most part.
Sometimes,
for the most part. It took me a minute to recognize that was him.
I wouldn't say the Sam Rockwell in Moon sounds anything like the Sam Rockwell from Galaxy Quest.
Okay, but that's a huge bridge. That's a huge gap that you're trying to bridge there. I'm just saying, majority of the things that I have seen, he doesn't really do a whole lot of, like, throwing his voice.
No.
He mostly sounds like him. But it did take me a minute to recognize him in this movie. I think, like, everybody had an A performance. And, like, I'm sorry, I really love, like, super cheesy, like, videography stuff that is done. Like, there's a scene at the end where the director of the FBI is on a screen in Ben's lab, and he's talking about, like, giving Killian the punishment and how they're going to fund everything. And, like, the screen that it's on, like, the way that it looked, like, it's visual. It just reminded me of, like, Dr. Forrester on Mystery Science Theater 3000. Like, that's what it looked like. It looked like a cheap green screen. And I'm like, we definitely in 2009 had the technology to not make it look like that. But I really appreciated that it looked like that. I don't know. Little things like that. This is a good movie. I think that a lot of people did not see this for what it was. Or maybe they did. I don't know. Maybe they just don't like guinea pigs. It doesn't matter. It was hilarious. I think it was hilarious. I think it was fun. I think it was well directed, well acted. All that stuff. I thought
this movie was delightful. Like, it just is full of delight. Is.
Well, there you have it, folks. That's what we watched this week. We watched an absolute delight of a movie. But that's going to do it for us here. Just like every week, we want to thank our listeners for listening to us as long as you have. If this is your first time, welcome. If you could interact with this episode in any way, we would certainly appreciate that. And also, just like every week, a reminder of where we are. You can find us on all of your podcasting apps, along with YouTube at Not the Bees. We're also on Instagram for social at Not the Bees Pod. And if you're feeling generous, and we hope you are, you can also make a donation to our project here on patreon.com/notthebees. But that's going to do it for us this week. I've been Megs.
I've been Elizabeth.
And we'll see you next time.